Hello friends, and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out something called Sway by developer VHS Rev. This is a game about running and playing through tall grass, and that seems to be all, and I'm totally with that idea. So I've actually taken a little bit of a hiatus. As you may have noticed, there hasn't been any Indie Impressions up in the last few days. I apologize about that, but I needed to kind of unwind a little bit, recuperate, relax, and, get back into the right frame of mind. And I think this is the perfect game to come back on, where there's really not a lot of pressure to do much of anything or talk about much of anything. We just kind of contemplate what's going on around us, have a bit of a look, and see if we can discover anything cool. And that's, pretty much what the whole series is about, right? Just sort of, maybe a little bit less action-packed and confrontational than sometimes. So we seem to be playing as what I thought at first was some kind of like a little alpaca man, until I saw the tail. And now I'm really not sure what to call this character. He's like maybe kind of mountain lion-ish, but like I can't really see his mouth very well, so it's kind of tough to say. But he seems to have found a very nice little place to hang out. He's got a chill little skull cap beanie thing going on. He's got a backpack, and we seem to have some lovely nature surroundings here. And not only that, but the production value of this seems to be surprisingly high. There's a really lovely depth of field effect that you might not notice at first, with some chromatic aberration around the edges of the stuff that's out of the front focus or focal point, as well as some very slowly building, swelling, very pretty music going on in the background. And you've probably noticed already the camera is slowly zooming out as time seems to go by. And this, I don't know, some kind of chicken coop, I suppose? Doesn't seem to be much going on in there. Don't seem to be allowed in. So I can't help but make the comparison to that this feels quite a bit like Animal Crossing to me. And it sort of made me long for the ability to go meet some neighbors and have a good time and trade some things and go buy some stuff from Nook's shop, perhaps. We can go for a swim as well. Yeah, it doesn't really seem very much like swimming. It seems a little bit more like running in the water, but, that's how things go on occasion. Honestly, the water effect is very pretty as well. It reminds me a bit of Wind Waker there. I'm kind of also getting the vibe of, like, 3DS kind of feeling, like as if it had a similar engine as a lot of the things that run on 3DS, only, on computer. I don't know if that's just, the games that I've played. I'm thinking of, again, Animal Crossing or Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, both of which have a, well, not exactly similar aesthetic, but they kind of go along same lines as far as this kind of exploration goes. So I'm wondering if I play in this tall grass long enough, if something in particular will happen that makes this journey kind of change all of a sudden. Because we're having a very inspirational moment with this music, and it seems like it's hinting at something bigger than I would expect. Let's see if we can get up on the roof of this chicken coop as well, since we can kind of like jump up on some edges. And of course, as is so often the case, I'm going to do my best to see if I can break the game. If I can find my way up, that would be a good start, I think. The camera seems to be just far enough out now that this edge of the cliff face is kind of getting in the way. Also probably shouldn't be running, because there's not really any reason. Can I? Oh, I have gotten high enough. Fantastic. There should be a sit-down option as well, so we could find like the edge of the roof here and just kind of like chill out. Play the harmonica or the jaw harp or something. Sounds like a fun thing to do. Man, this music has gotten positively epic at this point. Oh. Something's happened. Have we relaxed long enough that the game wants to give us some sort of other ultimatum? Or is it just when the music track comes to an end? It's just solid white now, huh? Well, it's not very relaxing when I can't walk around in the tall grass anymore. Oh, alright. So just needed to crescendo there properly. Could have given me a little bit longer, though, or maybe faded to white instead of just all of a sudden just cutting to white. Yeah, I was just starting to get accustomed to the area. I was thinking maybe see if we could find a way to get outside of the bounds, or see if there's like anything else to do there that wasn't immediately present. Are we really just going to be stuck on the screen? We're not going to go to like a title screen or like a credits, or maybe just loop back to the game again? Oh, alright, so there you go. Title card. Fair enough. Sway. Not really sure what to make of all that. Oh. Oh, we can take a nap now. The mighty Rio Grande, this will destroy you. Game by VHS Spaceport. Now, why couldn't I lay down in the actual game? If you're going to give me the option here, I absolutely wanted to do it in the actual experience. I mean, there's a lot of grass there. I mean, maybe there could have been secrets. Maybe you could have hooked me up with a shovel. I could have started digging around a little bit. And again, not to really harp on this Animal Crossing thing, but that seems to be kind of where that was leading. Honestly, though, this engine seems really nice. Like, the way this is all set up. If there was just more stuff to look around in, I would absolutely have spent a bunch of time hanging out here. I don't know who this character is, but I'd like to learn more about him. Seems kind of like a, you know, maybe slightly light-hearted kind of Jack and Daxter kind of appeal, where it's like everybody can kind of relate to the silly lion man. Well, I mean, we know some lion men. They're all good guys. There is something definitely very relaxing about the way this is set up. Kind of nice, though, if we could see it, like, go from afternoon to evening or something like that. Maybe see the sun slowly go down and kind of relax by a tree and then eventually kind of fall asleep, or just kind of let you see the passing of time and maybe have there be a few more things in the area that seem to give you the indication of there being more life than just you and the plants. I mean, granted, that chicken coop seems to suggest that, but there could have been some chickens outside that you could have played around with, perhaps given them some feed, or you know, just kind of played with some stuff around. Maybe there'd be a ball that you could knock into the river, watch it float away into the ocean, perhaps. I mean, little kind of transient effects to give you the idea that there's things that can happen, that your touch on the world can affect things permanently, and it really only takes just a small amount of that to kind of set up a little bit of a narrative about mortality and, you know, just in general get you to contemplate life, and that's kind of what I think we're going for with something like this. We want to take a moment and just appreciate the downtime, because every game, well, so many games are so much about all of the things that happen directly to you, and not so much about the passive moments between them, and that's really what most of life is made up of, right? So why can't we take a moment to celebrate that every now and then? And even though they might not be the most action-packed moments, there's still moments in those where you can still feel like you kind of left a mark on something one way or another. Whether that be just leaving some footprints around on the ground, you know, stomping on some plants by accident, like I said, knocking that ball into the river and watching it go away. I mean, that one in particular is kind of rife with symbolism, given that you could then make a parallel to, you know, loss of innocence and changing times and things like that. You used to have a ball, went into the river, forces beyond your control took it away, and now you'll never see it again. You know, it's easy to set that stuff up with a few just well-placed little props, and I think that's definitely something that could definitely go a long way to prop up this idea. But honestly, the song really does a good job as well. I think that's probably about half of the experience, is just listening to this music and just enjoying yourself looking around. Just needs more stuff to do, that's all. Anyway, I think that'll be about all for this episode, where we rejoin Indie Impressions properly. I've had a very relaxing time, both in life recently and with this game. Definitely think it needs a little bit more going on in it, but at the same time, I also appreciate the minimalism, so, well, it's very rare that you see something that goes exactly in this direction. Anyway, feel free to let me know what you think about it in the comments, as always. We'll be getting back into the general daily rhythm here, most likely, in the coming days, so feel free to let me know any suggestions of things you'd like to see me cover. I've got a whole list, of course, as always, but if you see anything that looks particularly interesting, I'm always open to suggestion there. I look forward to bringing more episodes in the future. Link, of course, to this is going to be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. And I will see you back again tomorrow for another episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to y'all later.